Hello and welcome back to Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney. In the last episode, we were really grasping at straws because Von Karma is putting a really tough case against us. But thanks to the very timely intervention of the voice of Mia, our old mentor, we were able to get some hope. And let's see if that hope was well placed. Was there some pressing need for the murderer to search for the bullets? The murderer had to find it. The murderer didn't have to find it. Of course there was a need. That's why they took it. But what possible reason could they have had? Well, the reason the murderer took the bullet away from the scene with them is... Well, the bullet would be proof, right? That makes sense. Maybe they thought the bullet would be used as proof? Proof? It was a special bullet, so they took it with them. If that was the case, then they should have taken the bullet from inside Gregory as well. Huh? Why would they only take one of the 2 shots fired? Oh, right. Oh, dang it. Okay. Well, we're really down on our last straw now. So if we get anything else wrong, then it's game over. Yeah, we'll go with the second option just because I feel like there's nothing... I feel like that's what we need to go for. Yeah, the murderer didn't need it. Why would the murderer have to spend the time to look for stray bullets? I haven't got a clue. What's wrong, Mr. Wright? Bah, the murderer had no reason to take that bullet. You don't want to admit it, but it's true. I had to take it. I had to take it. The murderer, what does that mean? You're thinking too normal. Think crazy. Don't think why the bullet was taken. Think why the bullet had to be taken. Yes, Your Honor. I have no idea what I'm doing. Well, the murderer had no intention of taking the bullet from the scene. But, the murderer had to take that bullet. Had to, Mr. Wright. What do you mean? Well, for instance, maybe the bullet hit the murderer? The bullet hit the murderer. Just saying, for instance. I mean, if it hit you, you would have to take it away with you, wouldn't you? It's not like you could perform surgery right there. You know? Yeah. Wait a second, I was just talking off the top of my head, but what if that's really what happened? Let me get this straight. So at the time of the murderer shot them. The murderer themselves was shot, and they left with the second bullet still inside of them, thus leaving only 1 bullet at the scene of the crime. Yes, that's how it would work, yeah. But there's a problem with that. The other 2 people rescued from the elevator, Miles Edgeworth and Yanni Yogi, were both unharmed. So that would mean the murderer came from outside, yeah. Seems a bit of a stretch to go on based on like the one theory that the bullet was inside the murderer. I don't know, like that itself was a stretch. This seems a bit of a stretch. The 2 men fight inside the elevator. Trying to stop them, the boy picks up the pistol at his feet and throws it. The pistol discharges and the bullet... Oh! The bullet goes through the elevator door and hits the murderer outside. The boy loses consciousness. Then the murderer opens the elevator door and sees the men inside. Wait, then his prints would be on the gun too. Mr. Wright, you are truly the most unpredictable defense attorney I've ever known. I can tell you're grasping, yet I cannot deny the possibility of what you say. What are you saying? Deny it. Deny it. No one involved with the incident was wounded. There was no murderer. No one was wounded at the time of the incident. He's right. I can't think of anyone. Hey, Nick? I just thought of something really crazy. Remember what Mr. Grossberg said yesterday? Gregory Edgeworth dealt a blow to his perfect trial record. Wow. It must have been quite a shock for Von Karma. He took a vacation for several months after that. Wait, hang on. Took a vacation for several months after that. Oh! An unusual event for the man. That was the... Okay. What if Von Karma didn't take that vacation because of shock, but took it because he was injured? Which would mean... It could only mean one thing. He was the murderer in the DL6 incident, and he had a grudge against Gregory Edgeworth. He was the man who shot Gregory Edgeworth. Something wrong, Mr. Wright? You seem dazed. No, Your Honor. You have indicated the possibility that the murderer came from outside. Can you give us the name of your suspect? Uh-oh, should I come out and save it now? Say it now. Your Honor, there is a suspect. One lone suspect. Well, this is certainly interesting news. Very well, Mr. Wright. Who is your suspect? What? Oh, my hands are shaking. Von Karma. Von Karma? He's smiling though, but the music is really kicking in. You mean the Von Karma? The prosecutor, the one standing right over there. Bah. You don't object? I see no need. Why honor this ridiculous outburst with my objection? Because you took a vacation for several months starting the day after the incident, yet you pride yourself on a perfect record. Why would you take such a long vacation without any reason? So you're claiming that I took a vacation to heal my injury from the incident? Fascinating. Prove it. I would have needed surgery, no? Where did I go under the knife at, Mr. Wright? Bring the doctor that operated on me and have him testify. Yeah, that's what... Let's find out who his doctor is. I don't think we can do that. Edgeworth? I know Von Karma perhaps too well. He's perfect. He wouldn't leave clues. He probably didn't undergo surgery. That would leave a doctor as a witness. No one's that perfect. So what, Nick? Did Von Karma pull out the bullet by himself? That's insane. No, he couldn't have. You can't just pull bullet out of yourself. Wait, what does that mean? That bullet has to be somewhere, but where? Can you provide evidence to prove that I was shot? The metal detector. Wait, metal? Yeah, bullets are made out of metal. Yeah, so if he didn't pull it out by himself because he didn't want to get a doctor, because he didn't want someone to testify against him in the case that he was found out for getting surgery for the bullet, then that means that the bullet is still in him, and we can use a metal detector to find it. Alright, Von Karma, I'll prove it. And I'll even use evidence. I know how you like it so much. The evidence that proves Von Karma was shot is... Alright, if we get this wrong, then the game's over. Von Karma is perfect. He wouldn't risk surgery leaving an evidence trail. So then I ask, where is that bullet now? I think it is unlikely that Von Karma performed surgery on himself. You don't mean? I do. There is a possibility that the bullet is still inside Von Karma. What, is that even possible for all these years? Well, there's only one way to find out. We could use this metal detector. Well, Von Karma, I'm going to run this over you and see what we find. I refuse. You refuse? But refusing this means... You acknowledge that the bullet is still inside you. Order. Your Honor, the defense requests that we be allowed to use a metal detector. Judge, I call for a suspension of this trial. This is an invasion of privacy. The statute of limitations runs out on this case today. It was you who said we had to end it right here, right now. Enough. I permit the use of the metal detector. Mr. Von Karma, you will submit yourself to testing. Alright, let's see. It reacted. Something's inside his right shoulder. We got him. Mr. Von Karma? You. It was you. I was afraid this would happen, and so I remained silent. Indeed, there was a bullet from my shoulder. However, it has nothing to do with this incident. I was shot in the shoulder long before the DL6 incident. I claim that the bullet in my shoulder has no relation to DL6. I mean, you didn't even have to say it was a bullet. Like, you could have decided it was any piece of metal. I don't know why it would be in your shoulder, but you didn't need to make it more obvious by saying it was a separate bullet from a separate occasion. But, Mr. Von Karma, can you prove that? Prove? I have no obligation to prove anything. It is Mr. Wright who must prove something here. Well, can you prove it? Can you prove that the bullet in Von Karma's shoulder was from DL6? Of course you can't. You don't even have any of the DL6 Maya getting the bullet would come in handy here. That's because you took it out of the records room yesterday. With no proof, you cannot convict me of any crime. So sorry, Mr. Wright. No, I'm the one who's sorry, Mr. Von Karma. What? You were close, 1 day away from freedom. But you see, I have proof. What? Who would have thought you would dig your own grave trying to convict Edgeworth? I can link that bullet in your shoulder to the DL6 incident. And here's my final proof. It's gotta be the bullet that Maya stole. That's a bullet? Where did you get that? This is the bullet used in the DL6 incident. This was taken from the heart of the victim, Mr. Gregory Edgeworth. The bullet is preserved quite nicely with all the ballistic markings intact. Ballistic markings. You may recall the term. It came up in the first trial 2 days ago. Ballistic markings are the fingerprints of a weapon. All bullets fired from a gun are marked with that weapon's unique pattern. By examining the markings, you can tell which weapon fired the bullet. It's quite accurate. We have 2 bullets in our possession. One, the bullet removed from Gregory Edgeworth's heart. The other, Mr. Von Karma, is the bullet buried in your shoulder. We could analyze both bullets, then if the markings matched, we would know that both bullets have been fired from the same gun, the very same pistol. In other words, the murder weapon that killed Gregory Edgeworth. Mr. Von Karma, you will let us remove the bullet from your shoulder. Then we'll compare the ballistic markings to those on this bullet and solve this case once and for all. Oh, he is not taking this well. Oh, that scream. I've heard that scream before. Wait, I know. Oh, so it was, I mean, we know, but that just proves it further that it's Von Karma. It's that scream I heard in the elevator 15 years ago. Von Karma, it was you who screamed. Mr. Von Karma? Oh, damn. So it was you. You and your father are my curse. Your father shamed me with a penalty on my record. And you left a scar on my shoulder that would never fade. I'll bury you. I'll bury you with my bare hands. Death. I mean, he's really not gonna be able to be in any shape to bury us when he's almost killing himself with a headbang over there. Chief Prosecutor, I'm sorry. Von Karma, it's not like you to make this kind of error. I never would have thought that Edgeworth would be the one to catch you. I was careless. I'm sorry, but... Oh, this is a judge. I'm sorry, but you will have to be penalized. I've covered for you in the past, but not this time. It was a shock like none I had ever known. Me, penalized. It took hours for me to regain my composure. Suddenly, I found myself in the darkness. I was in the court records room. I must have wandered in there without thinking where I was going. The room was pitch black. The lights must have gone out. I went out into the hall and felt my way to the elevator. I pressed the button, but nothing happened. Then, there was a noise. I was in pain, a horrible burning pain in my shoulder. Just then, the lights came back on. Wait, doesn't that mean that Edgeworth can be tried for shooting this guy in the shoulder? I mean, I get it was an accident, but still. Yeah, I mean, he can still get his revenge. Well, not like Edgeworth behind bars, like for as long as murder, but still, like, he could still charge him for accidentally shooting him. I saw all three people inside, all lying unconscious from oxygen deprivation. Much to my surprise, a pistol lay at my feet. I knew then it was destiny. In his last moments, Gregory Edgeworth was still unconscious. He died, never knowing who had shot him. Later, he spoke through a medium blaming Mr. Yogi. He was fooled. It was the perfect crime. Who would have thought that another man would have come to open that elevator door? What are you doing? Do your job. Bring an end to this miserable charade. Now, end it. Very well. Wait, what does he mean, end it? Like, put him in jail? It appears that we have come a very long way to the end of this maze. 15 years later. Mr. Miles Edgeworth? Yes, Your Honor. You were innocent. You are innocent. As you said, it was all a nightmare. Yes, Your Honor. This court finds the defendant, Mr. Miles Edgeworth, not guilty. And let the confetti rain. Are we going to do nothing about Von Karma, though? He just shot a dude, and that is all. This court is adjourned. Wait, are we really not going to do anything about the guy who just admitted to murder? I mean, I guess something will happen, but not right now. But yeah, we'll find out in the next episode exactly what's going to happen with Von Karma, and I imagine we'll do a bit of aftermath to this whole trial. But yeah, in the next episode, that's where we'll pick up. So until then, thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you then.